Howdy, 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 and welcome to the launch off. We're going for a drive around Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. We're meeting Overseas Vietnamese, that's what OV stands for, talking about their transition coming to Vietnam, why they're here, and what they're doing here.
Life is a cabaret, oh chum.
Really excited to hear these stories and hear the passion of why they do their work and how they identify themselves here in Vietnam. Join us on the drive with the launch off. Tony Tong, welcome to the launch off. This is where I interview people who are living here in Vietnam, have careers, and what brings them joy in what they do. And the reason why I was so attracted to you is that you combine performance. But you tell us, when you were a child, what did you want to be?
Being a drag queen is not part of the cards. No, it's actually to be a performer.
Oh,
so I remember vividly when I was 3 years old.
Yes.
It was one of my parents' friends' wedding.
Yes.
And I was sitting on the table. The adults were talking. I got bored.
Yeah.
And then I remember just hopped off the table,
Yes.
walked to the stage. I pulled on the sleeve of the MC and I asked,
Yeah.
"Is it okay if I sing a song?"
Oh.
And so they thought, okay, I'm gonna sing like a kid's song, like
Yes.
Baba Black Sheep or
Yeah.
Old MacDonald's. No, I said, no, can you play something by the Bee Gees?
Oh my goodness.
Because my dad listens
Yes.
to the Bee Gees,
Yes.
so I grew up listening to that. So I started a joke
Yes.
by the Bee Gees, and I started singing, and then my parents were like, that voice sounds very familiar. And then they were like, what is my kid doing on stage? But I remember vividly, like, the moment the spotlight hits me and I started singing, I started a joke. Oh my God, I was like, that is my life.
You felt that?
I felt that, like
Wow.
that I'm home.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I've been performing since.
Since then. Now, with the performance, you also work. You have a full-time job. What do you do?
So I work as an account strategist, account manager at Google.
Yes.
Because I wanted to study musical theater, but my parents are Asian, so I studied business
You
instead.
have to give a balance, right? You have to fulfill their needs.
So I studied business, and I somehow ended up in Google. If you watch YouTube and you see a couple of ads popping up, I'm sorry. That's my fault, partly. But hey, so don't skip it, please. But that is just my day job.
Yes.
So like literally my Insta handle is Tony by day.
Yes.
But by night I transform into a glamorous performer. Drag queen, if you will. Her name is Honey Gluttony. She was born in 2019.
Wow. Just before COVID.
Just before
How
COVID.
How convenient.
I know. So I did a couple of
The world
shows.
needed Honey Gluttony in COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I first started, my makeup was busted.
Yes.
But I just love because I think a lot of it really depends on the queen. Sometimes the makeup skill comes first. Sometimes the dance comes first. For me, singing comes first, right? I've always been performing as Tony.
Yes.
Until this one day where there was this musical theater production that wanted to cast me as the fairy godmother.
Oh my God, it would be amazing.
I know, so I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna wear a dress and wear makeup. That is interesting. I'm gonna try it. I tried it on, never took it off.
Do you take it off at Google?
You know? Yeah, exactly. When I meet my clients, I'm just like waving my wands. Bibbidi bobbidi boo, campaign's gonna like run 10 times better. So I have this alter persona, drag queen named Honey Gluttony, and she
And I've heard she's famous in Singapore.
Oh, famous is a strong word.
I've heard that's what the
but I did open for RuPaul's Drag Race World the World Tour.
Holy moly, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How was that?
Oh, it was out of this world. It was. So I get to like perform with Kimchi and with all the big queens out there. So I'm just like that is my peak.
Wow. There's gonna be another peaks, babe.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
We met on the OV group because I saw you promote your show at the Acoustics Bar. Was that correct?
Yes.
Yes. How did you get involved with OV?
Founder of OV is actually my teammate.
Oh, cute.
Was
Kwang? Yes,
Kwang, yeah. We're teammates. So,
amazing.
Actually, I'm one of the first OV members because I literally sat next to him.
Wow. And so, what was the interest of being part of this group?
When it started, I was just like, oh, it's a chance to get to know other overseas Vietnamese. It grew into something really big, and I'm so happy for Quang.
Yeah.
But also see that this is a great network York to
Yeah.
promote my shows sometimes. So
Yes,
I'm in
yes.
both OV Singapore and OV Vietnam.
Amazing.
So I have shows
Yeah.
inside to the OV
Well,
Vietnam.
that's how we
group.
met. Because
Exactly.
you were like, hey, I've got a show. I was like, I'm in Hoi An. So with joy, and I feel so much joy with you. You're such a I'm so vibing with
Yay,
you. You're so
I'm happy.
glorious. What keeps you balanced in the performance and working at Google? What keeps the mental health and the joy within you contained so that you can do both things that you love?
So, so far, I managed to find a good balance.
Yes.
Of doing both, because obviously being a performer,
Oh.
being an artist, financially it's
Selling those tickets.
Mhm,
Oh, wow.
it's, getting the coins is hard.
Yes.
So Google definitely gives me the peace of mind
Yeah.
of like I don't need to make loads and loads of money
Yes.
with my performance. I can
Yes.
just have fun and let my creativity flow.
Yes.
It does give me that kind of like safety net.
Mm.
But like so 2 years ago I would say would be the perfect balance because I was doing one show a month, but also focus on my work.
Yes.
But for the past 1 year it actually has been a bit more challenging
Okay.
because shows started to pick up when
Oof.
you know and then when it comes to things like performing and then going viral and then
Yes.
performing, it's not like a gradual increase. It's like sometimes overnight you suddenly like this video pops up and you get all the bookings, so I'm like, oh no, how am I going to manage everything?
Yeah.
So I do see that like at some point something has to give in.
Yes.
But as for now, if I can keep on balancing this
Yes.
this best of both worlds,
Yes.
if you will, then I'll keep on doing it.
Oh, I hear you. Absolutely. I'm taking a year off from comedy next year, just so I can breathe and I think retain more stories in me. Like that's why I've been here in Vietnam for 7 weeks. Is just to collect more stories.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I'm feeling very fresh, but also very anxiety driven when I'm in Vietnam because everyone just peaked.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a peak energy here.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to go places. Now, this is my observation being in Vietnam for 5 weeks, is that there's book smart and there's street smart. I feel like Vietnamese culture and people, we are born with street smart. Would you agree with that or disagree?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would really say so because, I mean, I spent 16 years in Singapore. When I was 14, you do the math. Guess how old I am. But
You're young. So.
but I do travel back to Vietnam a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
once every. Used to be every 3 months, and then 2 months, and 1 month, and now I'm basically based here.
Yes.
I do feel like there's a huge difference in terms like between like Singaporean people and
Yes.
Vietnamese people.
Yeah.
We are like I think Vietnamese people are much more like resourceful
Yes.
and there's a hunger.
Yes.
There's a hunger that is
absolutely.
because it's not met.
Yes.
So then the drive, the hunger is just so strong. I can feel the passion in
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very intense
Yeah,
sometimes.
it
It's just like,
is.
oh no, there's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
But then it's also like it's really like it really goes up really high and it goes low,
Yeah,
up
yeah,
low.
yeah.
So it's very interesting. Like
Yeah.
you won't get a dull day.
No, I think that's why I wanted this metaphor being in a car because we're driving somewhere.
I see.
I think in metaphors. Yeah. It's like the
Oh.
idea of like we're always heading somewhere, and I feel like the Vietnamese culture is we're always going somewhere, and there is a defiance and courage in that. No matter who you are, what you do for work, there's always a moving forward, and that's what excites me. What would be your tip for someone who's been doing this for such a long time?
I think the first and most important thing that I always sometimes have to keep reminding myself is knowing exactly what I want and chase that only. Because I do work in both worlds. Sometimes
Yes.
I'm like, I see other drag queens doing lip syncing events, extravaganza.
Yes.
I'm like, I want to do that show too.
Yes.
But no, I'm not a lip syncing queen. I'm a live singing theater cabaret queen. So don't chase what people are chasing.
Yeah.
Know what I want.
Yes.
And in the business world, I'm like, you know what? I love being in Google. I don't need to climb that ladder. I don't need to be director one day. I just want to have a stable job. Then okay, I do like my work, but know where to end. Literally, my boss knows the moment 6 p.m. I pick up my bags. I'm like, hi, I'm going to rehearsal for my show.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, okay, bye.
Oh, that's so good.
Just having that boundary, know what you want, and don't look to the next person and say, oh, they're really working overtime, getting that bonus, getting that promotion. I'm like, yeah, you go, girl.
We all love the bonus, though.
Yeah, but you know what? If that's not what you're looking for,
No.
then don't chase it just because others are.
If there was a song that represents you right now, what song track is it? What's
I
the
do
song?
have a song that represents my life. It's called Cabaret from the musical Cabaret.
I love Cabaret.
Because this
Can
line.
you, okay, we're in a room of talent right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please give us a little rendition?
Of Cabaret.
Yes, just a little. I want to hear this.
Okay.
Because I'm not so close to seeing you perform live.
I know.
Well, I want to hear it now.
But you will hear my live motto in my rendition.
Beautiful.
Okay, so it goes. What's good as sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play.
Woo.
Life is a cabaret, oh chum. So come to the cabaret. That's it.
Wow. I'll put some applause behind it. Yay!
Confetti. Woo. Thank you.
Oh, Cabaret. I love it. Why that song? Why is that?
Because my life motto is life is a cabaret,
Yeah.
oh chum.
Beautiful. And you welcome people
It's
in.
my world is my stage, my
Yes.
life is my stage, and I'm here singing, performing, because to either entertain someone, to influence someone, to educate someone, or just give someone a good time. That's all I wanted.
We all want a good time.
Yay!
Follow you, find you.
So I'm Tony Tong on Facebook. My male Instagram is Tony by Day.
Yes.
And Honey Gluttony is on Instagram and Facebook and
Fantastic.
TikTok and all the social media platforms as well.
All the links
Honey
are here.
Gluttony. And if you're Vietnamese, is Honey Ham Ang.
Yay!
Because food is part of my brand, honey.
It's all good. Thanks so much for joining us.
The pleasure's all mine.
Please follow Tony. I'll put all the links here. And yeah, let's see where we're driving off to next time. See you guys.